Hey guys, it's Steph from Hot Moving, and obviously the biggest news today in the NBA. We had a big trade, and this trade really wasn't unexpected. Nobody really foresaw this coming. With this trade in particular, however, I think people kind of had a feeling that the Memphis Grizzlies era with Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, that era is over, and something had to change at some point, and there were some rumblings towards the end of this past NBA season, or this NBA season, obviously the playoffs, but just towards the end of this regular NBA season, that would Ja Morant be on the trade block, right? And this one caught everybody off guard because not only we didn't think Desmond Bane, we thought Desmond Bane would probably be one of the cornerstone players. Maybe they would move Ja, and maybe they still will. We'll get into that in a bit. But what's big about this trade is obviously the amount of assets given up for the Orlando Magic to get Desmond Bane. Now, I know the talks have been the Orlando Magic. They've been one of the worst three-point shooting teams. They needed a perimeter guard and better perimeter offense to go along with Banchero and Wagner and who's the other? There's some other guy. Oh, and Suggs in there. So they're clearly building out their core. And look, Desmond Bane's contract was looked very team friendly to a certain point with the amount of money that's already locked in for him as the years go on, the salary cap go up. The money he's going to be making is in the 30s and the 40s is very manageable, and they're going to be over luxury tax, and it'll be a bit before they get. Or I think this move gets them over luxury tax or puts them in luxury tax. But nonetheless, though, they're going to make a push for it, and I don't knock them. I don't knock them. When you're a team like the Orlando Magic, and you have Banchero, you're not going to be horrible, but you're not going to be getting these top draft. You're not going to be in the higher draft pick selection to get that like franchise player. You got that in Banchero, so you need to go out and build out a solid 4 core guys, and compete in a wide open East. And we see what's going on with a team like the Pacers. Okay, look, both teams play different style, but maybe they can build out a type of style in Orlando with an emphasis on 3-point shooting, because that's where this league is going, obviously. And you need to have a surefire 3-point shooter guy, especially when Desmond Bane leads the league, I think, in catch and shoot 3-point percentages. You're gonna want to do like that. Now, what they gave up, the Grizzlies received four. They essentially Orlando gave up 5 draft picks. Okay, and the big 4 first-round unprotected draft picks and 1 first-round pick swap. Okay, and one of those picks, those first-rounder belongs to the 2026 first-rounder. One of those picks is a 2026 first-rounder, belongs to the Phoenix Suns, which is going to be very highly coveted. Okay, man. So, this Memphis Grizzlies team underperformed. Okay, look, Ja Morant has yet to play 70 games in his NBA career. Okay, he's been a very injury prone player, as well as having issues off the court, on and off the court. Okay, with all these different weird gestures and whatnot on the court, and then him wanting to be a gangster and flashing hammers on IG Live or whatever, being in the club, strip club, whatever, money everywhere, possibly a firearm in there, whatever it was. There was always something with him. Okay, and if it's not off the field, off the court, then it's something on the court as it relates to some of his in-game antics and gestures, right? Okay, the GM at the time was shutting down those rumors of Ja Morant getting traded. Okay, I think that in this Wild West NBA we're in right now, you know what? You might want to consider seeing what you can get for Ja Morant, entertaining calls, and seeing what his value could be. He could be very hard to trade because of just him. Is he a good fit? Would be a culture fit. He's very talented, very dynamic, but very injury prone. I think he got busted up in that Lou Dort accident. Okay. Look, I'm not saying it's Ja's fault, but it's just those things tend to happen to Ja Morant more often than not. Jaren Jackson is another guy that is a pretty solid big in the NBA. He has played the past couple years he didn't get up to 70 games, but this year he played a lot of games. Okay, his season was really good. Jaren Jackson, if you can get a Jaren Jackson, he's a really good big. Okay, but he's horrible at getting fouled out early and accumulating a lot of fouls early. Okay, 3-point shooting percentage as a big it is not bad. I mean, he's 37.5%. I mean, he's almost 47% in the day of basketball with bigs, stretch bigs. He can be very valuable. He just needs to get better on defensively. He's really good defensively. He just needs to stop getting a lot of fouls. Okay. But if the Memphis Grizzlies don't want to trade them, and they want to keep Jaren Jackson and Ja Morant as a nucleus, I don't see how. I think you really need to explore moving both those guys or one of those guys, okay, because they're going to start looking and building around Zach Edey. Okay, Zach Edey is your big of the future. Zach Edey had a decent rookie year, so I'm sure he's not. I'm not sure he may never be as good offensively as Jaren Jackson as a big. Two different kind of bigs, but nonetheless, though, Memphis Grizzlies they like his progress. He's probably averaged like 9-10 points. Okay, I'm not saying that's big numbers or whatever. Could he be better? Of course, he's a rookie learning, but you project that out that I think he could end up being somewhere around a 16 to 17 point NBA and a high rebound double double kind of guy in the future. So I mean, look, man, it seemed like they never became OKC, right? I think the Memphis Grizzlies wanted to be what OKC is now. They had the first crack at it with Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane. They had their core. And for whatever reasons or multiple reasons, it didn't work out. Okay, Ja Morant missing a lot of games. Okay, that didn't help mess up the chemistry, flow of the team. And I mean, you can make the case a lot of times that the Memphis Grizzlies played very well without Ja Morant. And I'm sure their analytics department looked at all those types of things, and they figured out, you know what, well, maybe Desmond, and I guess they came to the conclusion that Desmond Bane had to go. You know what I'm saying? They got money guys. They got Jaren Jackson. I think he's on contract now. Ja Morant and Desmond Bane. Their team was getting very pricey, and they weren't netting anything positive. So, I mean, underachieving team. Underachieved with the amount of talent they had. Okay, I know Taylor Jenkins was a decent coach. But it just seemed like his imprint never really got to the team. But I understand that, with Ja Morant injury and stuff like that, could we have really seen the full apex of the Memphis Grizzlies, or we already did, in that series against the Lakers? That's the best, and they got basically swept, a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? Desmond Bane, great piece, great asset for the Orlando Magic. I think they gave it too much. This is a lot of people are comparing this to the Mikal Bridges trade. But I think we're in this era of basketball is you just give up what you need. Okay, it makes you question again the Luka Doncic trade and what was given up for him. Okay, not much, but you got Mikal Bridges and Desmond Bane, 4 first round, 5 first round, multiple first round picks for utility player guys. I'm not now. Look, they're a little more than utility, okay, but they're not all stars like that. They're not multiple all stars. They're not all NBA first team players, and this is the premium. Is there an in-house talent shortage in the NBA in terms of premium role player, second, third option guys are getting first round compensation in today's NBA, which is absolutely crazy. It seems like we're entering new territory in the NBA for deals like this. That these type of deals may start to be the norm. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.